Just do like a. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sim Racing TV. My name's Ryan Armstrong, and today we're broadcasting ALR at Imola. Going to be. I think this is going to be a great race today. We've got quite a few drivers, and I think it will be quite entertaining. Honestly. Yeah. So we have season. This is the third season of ALR. Round 6, and this is and Imola was, this track is a prestigious track. It's been in Formula One quite a while. It's one of the Italian tracks. It's one of the best ones, and it's just the first race ever at this track was held in 1953. Initially used for motorcycle racing. So obviously, it's named after the founder of Ferrari Italy, things like that. Very prestigious organization that holds up Imola to that standard. And yeah, we will see if we are getting started soon. However, we do not have a confirmed start yet. Right, apologies everyone for the wait. We are having some technical issues with the broadcast, and we are imminently trying to fix them. As the game is not allowing our broadcaster to go into spectate mode, so we are trying to get a fix as soon as possible. Yeah, so our broadcaster is unable to go into spectator mode at the moment, and we are trying to find a fix to this issue as we speak. There are quite a few people. We are definitely on the case. However, we will need a minute before we are able to get into the race. We're gonna start, I think, which may be a problem, as our broadcaster may be in an AI car. However, we will try and walk a try to make a solution up as we go. Well, we will see as we go. So we are still trying to find a fix, and it may be a minute before we are able to. However, we're trying our best to resolve this issue, and we'll be back to streaming as soon as we possibly can. Yeah, agreed. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm just gonna say Kale. Kale, yeah, I agree. I think it should be a good race. Imola's a very good track. Apparently, some of the track limits are a bit dodgy at the moment. However, we are, I think it will still be a good race anyway, as long as you just, stick to track limits, don't get too ambitious. Then you should be fine. Really, there shouldn't be any issues. Yeah, we've got 11 drivers today, which is a decently good turnout. But we are just hoping for our broadcaster to pick up so he can try and get us back onto spectator so we can actually spectate the race. So yeah. Yeah, so some other facts. The Imola circuit hosted the Italian Grand Prix once it took over from Monza in 1980. It was semi-permanent, as obviously we know they both have two. Sorry, they both are part of the Formula One calendar now, and as I say, it was the first. It was firstly made as a motorcycle racing track, and the first motorcycle races took place in April 1953, and the first car race took place in June 1954. Yeah, so it joined the F1 calendar formally in 1980. It's situated 40 kilometers east of Bologna in the Emilia-Romagna region of Italy. The circuit staged the Italian Grand Prix before actually securing a permanent spot on the calendar, some of the San Marino Grand Prix between 1981 and 2006 after a 14-year break. Uh, After a 14-year break, Imola returned to host the Grand Prix in 2020. Now, I believe we are getting going with the race now. So, well, we'll see how this goes. Our broadcaster still has not picked up, so we are having to just get going, I believe. So, we may have a couple of issues to start with. But when he does eventually get back, we should be okay to fix the issues we have. However, we are just seeing to get going again as soon as possible. But we will see what's going on with them. I think the race site is being stalled. I think people not wanting to ready up at the moment. Um, um, so we are trying to get a hold of our broadcaster still, and people are just contemplating whether actually to ready up or not. However, we are trying as best we can to get this going. Yeah, so we are trying as best we can to get this going. So our broadcaster is still unfortunately not picking up, and we are trying our best to get this done. Yeah, this is rather annoying because our broadcaster has not done this properly and is now costing us this. Yeah, so we are gonna keep pushing to try and find a solution. However, I think we will just end up going into the race before anything happens. For the rest of the calendar, we have this week is Imola, obviously. Next week is Monza. We have had Australia, Japan, Singapore, Qatar, and Jeddah so far. We have Imola today, followed by Monza, Hungary, Belgium, and the wildcard race before a week break. And then Zandvoort, Silverstone, the United States Grand Prix, Mexico City, and Interlagos. Our broadcaster is no longer on F1, apparently. Oh, I know he is. Hello, hello, Maverick. there were some technical issues in the lobby, and you did not go into spectator mode, so you are stuck in an AI car in the lobby.
Absolutely, man.
So, I'm not sure. I'm not really familiar with the game, but if there is a way to change it back to spectator mode, that would be, unless you just retire from the session, then you can. Oh yeah, that is. So just go out to track, and then, or you don't have to actually. Yeah, so just retire from the session, and then we should be able to spectate. In theory. In theory, did you click retire? Yes, you did. Good. We are here in qualifying of ALR Season 3 Round 6 at Imola.
Let's see the streams finally working.
Yeah, it is good. Maverick, there's been an update from me in your DMs, if you wouldn't mind having a quick look.
We have a caution in sector 1. Obek just going a bit slow there after his quali lap. He sits on provisional pole with a 1:15.1.
Yeah, he does. Followed by Racing and Tame Superjazz are the only ones that have actually set laps yet. We have another caution in Sector 2. I'm just going to assume that's somebody going slow, and it's a big push from Racing there. Thermiter has set a better lap with TTV Race 56 and Tame... Thermiter going faster than his teammate, and AJ Curtis sitting a 1 minute 23.6. Best goalie 9 and Mint are on their outlaps right now, with Polar, Glock Baby on their flying laps. Mint has just started his flying lap. AJ Curtis being dropped down further as Polar Coil 18. Oh, there's a Red Bull on the grass. Sliding across the grass. Don't know whether that's to try and cut down the time on his next lap to start another one. Who knows? But Obek still sits on pole by 5 whole tenths, followed by Racing still, then Thermiter, TTV Race, Polacoid, RJ, Tame Superjazz, and AJ Curtis. There are 3 other drivers who are yet.
Thermiter just going off track absolutely everywhere. I don't honestly know what's happening on his end. Does he go straight off?
That's he's definitely trying to cut down the time on his in lap. But we have Best Goalie 9 and Mint on laps now, with Glock Baby going into 9th place, last of those who've set laps, a whopping 10 seconds slower than pole position. We have the V-Carb of TTV Race flying around the track, I'm assuming on an in-lap. Thermiter and Obek have pitted now. Best Goalie 9 and Mint still on their laps, yet to prove what they can do.
Mint Kestrel takes pole here at Imola with a 1:14.6, 5 tenths clearing the Haas of Obek there.
Yeah, that was a very impressive lap. As we were talking about him maybe impressing the grid with a stunning lap, and he has done it. That was an absolutely stellar effort there, and that's definitely going to put an impression on the rest of the grid for this session. Of Best Goalie 9 still on a lap now. Is he going to do anything? Obek now on an outlap.
See what TTV Race can set coming into the last 2 corners of Imola here.
I believe this is an in-lap actually. It might be an in-lap, I think.
No, it is a fast lap. Let's see what he sets. Can he improve on a 1:16.4?
No, he can't.
No, he can't.
I'm assuming that was a cool-down lap before going again.
TTV race.
Yeah, I think considering the fact that he's on mediums, I'm going to assume that was a cool down lap before going once more.
Let's have a look further down the field. We've got Glock Baby setting a 119.3, about 4.7 seconds off the pole lap time.
Yeah, it's not a terrible lap considering best goalie and AJ Curtis have set 1 minute 20 plus laps. The top four being second until fourth, so 3 out of the 4 being within 1 second of each other.
Validated there, just cutting the sausage a bit there at the chicane.
Yeah, that could very well be.
That Mercedes absolutely painted in gravel. Let's see what
Yeah.
she can set coming towards the start finish line. Is it going to be an improvement for 119.3? No, it's not.
No. Unfortunately for Clock Baby. You know, I think we should get some telemetry on here. Some extra telemetry from the spectator menu.
Ooh, the spectator menu.
Spectator menu. Telemetry on, lap data on, track map on, everything. All that information.
Yeah, we don't need the telemetry.
Or you could, yeah, no, you could do full map. Makes it a lot more broad. We have a McLaren coming behind. Yeah, very handy, the spectator menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tame Super Jazz back in the pits now. Polacoid 18 on another outlap with 9 minutes left to go of this session.
RJ has just left the session with a 117 dead.
117.001. He's left us.
Retakes the fastest lap of the race with a 114.4.
Yeah, he's not wanting to let that go easily. It's gonna. I have a feeling it's gonna be a battle between Obeck and Mint for the race win.
Let's have a look at.
But who knows? Qualifying isn't everything.
Another car absolutely painted in gravel as he comes around the final corner now. What is he able to set?
The Papaya McLaren.
He's going to come into the
lane.
pits, okay. Let's have a look at Obeck now.
Obeck's lap is invalidated. This is going to be an in-lap. Yeah, this will be an in-lap because he's just set his fast. Mint on an outlap. Coming round.
We could have some
the
action today.
Now.
The top 3 all within a second. Thermite are just out of here at 1.2 seconds even.
Yeah, I think it will be a very close race, to be honest. We've got some very quick drivers in here who, and you know, a lot of them, a good thing is that they're not time trial merchants, if you know what I mean. They actually know how to drive with each other rather than just driving as if they're the only person on track a lot of the time, which a lot of fast drivers do because, you know, they practice by themselves, but they never get experience against other drivers.
Here we go now.
But Mint
Kestrel now starting his fast lap. Is the V-Carb going to let him through into turn 1? Yes, he is.
Yeah, well, he's not even on the track anymore, so... Yeah, he's gone off the track, straight into the gravel. That was TTV Race 56 letting him through. Sending it around the first few corners. Keeping it fast purple sector 1, that was good. That was about a tenth quicker, I think. He's carrying on his lap. This is good pace. If he can keep this up, he may take pole back from Obeck. He comes into the final chicane.
Into the chicane towards the final
Variante
corners.
Alta.
Mint Kestrel, a total just under 3/10 off Obeck in the Haas. Will he improve? Will he take provisional pole here with 6.5 minutes left of qualifying? We're going to find out. As he guns it down the main straight, is he going to go quicker than Obeck? Yes, he is. It's a 1:14.1. And Mint Kestrel takes provisional pole here at Imola.
3/10 faster than the next car. That is good. Powering through with that, so in the final couple of corners. Going across the pit lane and getting a stunning lap. Obeck still in the pit lane, may want to try and, fight back against that. We do have a kick Sauber coming towards the end of the lap. AJ Curtis, followed by the Red Bull behind him of Tame Super Jazz, I believe,
AJ's not going to
coming through to do their laps.
Neither is
No,
Tame.
they're not. Neither improving.
As I know on board with
Racing, he is
go,
sending it
quicker than any of the top 2 cars now. He's just gained 3/10 in sector 2 alone. So he
barreling
really
down
be on
into
for a good rap
Ravazza.
as he locks up in the second.
RJ's come back, barreling down the final straight now to cross the finish line.
Up? No, he's not. But he's going to get even closer to the top 2 with the 1:14.5.
He's just 1/10 off of second place now. He definitely worked. This is definitely going to be a close race. We have Mint Kestrel now pulling into the pit lane, so we have the top 2 both in the pits. RJ has rejoined the session with 5 minutes left to go. So will he be able to improve on his last lap with his newfound time? Who knows? Glock Baby now seeming to come to the end of her lap. Tame Super Jazz gunning it round. Yeah, this is Tame Super Jazz. Tame Super Jazz gunning it down through sector 1 into sector 2 now, coming through into the hairpin to begin the second sector of the lap.
As I've just realised that no one's decided to post the broadcast. That's just brilliant.
Well, that is incredible. As he comes round Piratella into Acque Minerali. I apologise for my pronunciation. Down into Variante Alta, into the chicane, the final chicane of the lap. He goes purple in sector 2, 3/10 of an improvement. Cutting everything he can through that chicane.
This could be the pole lap coming from Tame Super Jazz in the Red Bull now. As he guns it to the second to last corner. He locks up as well.
Yeah. I think it's quite a common occurrence through Ravazza. Again, apologise for my pronunciation.
Straight. Is he going to set a pole lap? No, he's going to do a 40.7.
It's a 6/10 improvement, but it's just not enough.
That now brings the top 4 all within a second of each other.
Yeah, he's currently still on just on the verge of breaking into the podium spots of qualifying. However, he is just not close enough. His teammate straggling about a second behind. May this be a Verstappen-Perez situation for Red Bull in ALR.
You just see
how McLaren
the
best goalie
really
actually
trying to throw the car about, just trying to gain those ever little seconds that you can find on track. Is he going to go quicker in sector 2? We're about to find out now. No, he's not. He's lost 7/10 on this lap, and it doesn't.
No,
look like
this is an in lap.
Doesn't look like he's going to improve much more.
He's always got one more chance. Best goalie 9 going through the final 2 corners now, as you can see on the mini map in the corner. We're going to see if he can improve on his previous lap. See if he can get into P10. Yes, he can. 2 seconds faster than Glock Baby and 8/10 slower than RJ. His teammate Polacoid 18 has retired from the session, having a 1:17.4, which is 4/10 faster than his slower teammate. The cautions of an Aston Martin slowing Racing to let the Papaya McLaren go past into the first chicane, the second chicane even, through the hairpin in sector 2.
This is it now. We're coming into the last 2 minutes of Q1 here at Emilia Romagna, and any of the drivers going to improve? We have 2 Kick Saubers, 1 Red Bull, 1 Aston, and 1 Ferrari's just come back out on track. Is anyone going to improve, and is anyone going to take provisional pole away from Mint Kestrel?
Yeah, that Ferrari will be RJ, just re-emerging from the pit lane after his disconnection earlier in the session.
Oh, best goalie going a bit wide there, just loses the rear end of it, is able to keep it, and that could have really hit this lap as he crosses the line, and it has.
He looks to be going for another lap again. This will be his. Oh, Obek's left the session. A disconnection, maybe.
And Obek is now out of contention for
Well, he'll still be in second.
taking pole position.
Yeah, he may be, unless he can join back extremely quickly. But I don't think he's going to have time to set another lap.
Lots of drivers on their outlaps now with 40 seconds left on the clock. You see everyone's just locking up everywhere. Really trying to get the car around the track as quickly as possible to try and set the last lap they can.
The pressure may be getting to them, actually. So we're going to try as best.
AJ
They're going to try the best as they can.
Qualifying and has just come into the pits. Glock Baby about to start her lap, and not far behind, TTV Race is also going to be starting his fast lap. If he can make it to the line in time, yes he will. With 5 seconds left on the clock, and everyone who crosses the line now is unfortunately going to miss out. Will Thermiter improve from his 1:15.6? We're about to find out. Yes, he does. It's a 1:15.2, and he remains in 5th place. Racing follows behind with the 1:14.2, and that puts him in 2nd place. Who else is left on the laps? We've got Glock Baby, we've got TTV, we have Mint Kestrel, who is actually boxed.
Mint Kestrel into the pit lane. We have RJ as well, who is going to try and make an impression after his disconnection as he comes around the final couple of corners. If we can go over to him to see his final ending to the lap, see if he can improve on his previous time. He can, 9/10 faster, puts himself into 7th place, only half a tenth slower than TTV Race. That is very close.
There's Glock Baby and TTV Race. Glock Baby's going to end up giving TTV a tow towards the line. Glock Baby doesn't improve, and TTV Race doesn't improve either. And that should be the end of qualifying. Well, what qualifying we've had today. Mint Kestrel, your pole sitter for today's race. Following behind in P2 is Racing in the Aston. Behind him, P3, Obek and Haas. Then following him is Tame. Following Tame is Thermiter. Then TTV. Then RJ. AJ Curtis. Polar, Best Goalie. And to round off the grid is Glock Baby.
Yeah, that was a very good qualifying session. Racing and the top 2 or 3 drivers being described as in another postcode by some of the other contestants in this race, as per usual. They've been very quick recently, and they're going to hope to continue that form throughout the race.
What a race we could have in our hands today. This is extraordinary here at Imola, the 6th round of the ALR Championship. We're going to have to very quickly try and retire.
Yeah, we'll have to just retire straight off the start.
Yeah, what a way to begin the race. Not even racing.
Oh yeah, we don't even get to see the start of the race.
Yeah.
I think you can retire before the lights, actually.
Yeah, which is the task we're going to have to try and...
Will hopefully work, because, yeah. Quickly. Oh, no, you have to retire after the lights, which is brilliant. And it's lights out and away we go. It's pedal to the metal for the Emilia-Romagna GP of ALR Season 3 Round 6. I can't actually see anything right now. we're going to wait until the broadcast camera is available. And here we go. We have the Aston Martin piling through the first couple of corners. It's absolute chaos. They're sending it through the corners. The Aston Martin of Racing leads with Mint Kestrel behind. There's been an overtake in the first couple of corners with Tame Superjazz, TTV Race, Thermiter all rounding out the top 5. There's loads of smoke everywhere, locking up all over the shop. Through the hairpin now. They begin to go up the hill towards the cane. And there's damage. There's wing. There's debris flying everywhere. There's a piece of debris. Somebody's wing maybe flying across the track, being a big nuisance. As we come through we're wise through turn 9, I believe. Yeah, through turn 9.
Oh, there's contact.
The McLaren pushes the. Oh wow, he pushes the Rebel wide. Thermiter is not going to be happy about that. Racing still leading with Mint Kestrel behind. The McLaren of Polar Coil and Thermiter is an intense one. Thermiter
for Glock Baby in the background there, just
Glock
losing a load of time.
That may have been the.
As you can see, they're missing an end plate.
So that will be the wing debris we saw earlier.
Yeah, we got a battle for a three-way battle. We got Mint Kestrel, and Tame Superjazz all battling it out to see who will prevail. It's Mint Kestrel on the inside. He gets the position into turn 1, and Mint Kestrel will take the race here at Imola. It will take the lead of the race here at Imola.
Yeah, he gets back what was rightfully his for the start of the race. As we head into the second part of the lap, through into sector 2, the leader's crossing in through the hairpin now. That was a very quick first lap. There's been some very drastic position changes so far. Thermiter losing many positions, starting in 5th, ending in 8th. That was a terrible first lap for him, as the McLarens now follow each other through turn 9, keeping it as close as they can, trying to work together maybe to catch up. And
Polar
losing the rear
car a bit there, and that's going to give Best Goalie the opportunity to try and overtake him around the outside, coming into the chicane. Polar's going to keep position. Thermiter now joins in the battle.
Yeah, he's definitely gained a lot as long with RJ. After that little slip, gave him the opportunity. But is there going to be team orders between them at Papaya Cars, or are they going to let them battle it out to see who can take the win? Oh, was that debris? Yes, it is. There's a McLaren end plate flying off the front of the car. Racing has gone back up past Mint Kestrel into the lead of the race.
More end plates flying about.
There's more debris. Oh, big crash. Thermiter is out of the race. There is a huge crash on the main straight. Thermiter pummeled straight into a wall. There's been a big slip there. That was a Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez crash. There was a slip. He went through, carried on through, and they hit the wall. That is a terrible crash.
Really big moment there between the McLaren and the RB there.
The Red Bull. Yeah, no, I must say that was a big crash. There was no need for that, really. I think there was too harsh racing than there should have been. They should have left each other more space. Thermiter went on the grass. Everything happened. And yeah, Thermiter doesn't seem to be very happy about that. I can't blame him, to be honest. That was a terrible crash. I think I'm definitely, obviously, no decisions made yet, but I'm not sure who to pin that on, to be honest. I don't know whether it was Polar turning in or Thermiter going for an audacious move on the grass. The leaders are choosing the box after 3 laps.
Have now picked.
Yeah, coming on to lap 4, they are boxing for new tyres. This may be a good strategy, however. A lot of people are pitting, yeah. However, there are.
Polar is the only car that stays out. Is
Polar and RJ.
We have some
Polar and RJ are the ones that stay
there.
out. Yeah, well, I mean, it's F124. What do you expect? We have Obeck pulling into the pit lane. There's a crash under the safety car. What is going on? This is terrible. What is this?
And
RJ and Polar having an incident, or Polar having an incident. We didn't see the full thing, but there was something going on under the safety car. And Polar has ended up on the grass and almost round.
You see the last couple of cars coming out the pit lane now. Was just on board with Best Goalie. And there's Obeck to round off the field here at Imola.
Was at the front and is now at the back. Big position drop from Obek, RJ, and Polar and Glock Baby all staying out of the pit lane. So being at the front, this may be a big roadblock for Mint, Racing, and Tame Superjazz, the three leaders of this race who have been, who've dominated from the start. They took the podium spaces in qualifying, and now let's just see if they can get past the slower drivers on the safety car restart and keep what's theirs. And the drivers behind Mint Kestrel, who were in second and third, being Racing and Tame Superjazz, are they going to be able to exploit the traffic to get past Mint, to get what they need in the lead, to exploit the traffic, to use the slower drivers to their advantage? And it's all about strategy. They just need to hope that Mint Kestrel gets held up by Glock Baby, Polacoid, or RJ, and that they can use that to get past. We have Obek catching up quite swiftly now. I'm going to assume we're going to have one more lap under the safety car, and then we should be racing again. So we have one more lap under the safety car. Block Baby's in the box. Oh, 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
10-second penalty for speeding in the pit.
That is a silly penalty. That is silly. Oh, and they're changing the front wing on the Mercedes. Maybe got wing damage under the safety car and couldn't brake enough because of the front wing. So took a bit of took a 10-second time penalty because of the incapability to slow down fast enough. But now it's the question of whether Glock Baby will catch the safety car before it reaches the end of the lap. I'm assuming she will, but you never know.
What a race we're having at the minute. We're only 5 laps in, and we've already lost one of our drivers, Thermite, here at Imola, to an incident that actually happened on the main straight before turn 1. Him and Pole are just getting caught wheel banging, and that ended in the barrier for Thermite.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate crash really, but it easily avoidable. In my opinion, they should be giving each other more space than that. Now, Glock Baby, hopefully going to catch up to the safety car with a 10-second time penalty now. Currently 8-6 seconds behind. It's going down by the second as they go wide again, but they've caught up before the final chicane. So now it'll all be safety car is in this lap. It'll all be
go for safety car in this lap.
Yeah, it'll be a test of whether the front runners that were running in front, that are now behind RJ and Polaroid, can exploit them to get through, to get past Mint. And we'll see what happens on the safety car restart. Yeah, RJ has the control of the pace now. We'll see when he takes off. He's slowing up heavily now. And there it is, he's gone. RJ is gone, and green flag it is as they cross the start line to begin the race after the safety car restart. We have all the drivers piling in now into turn 1. This is going to be interesting. The Ferrari leading, who did not pit. The Polacoid behind him as well in the McLaren, and 3 cars behind him. Polacoid having a little bit of a slip on the exit of the corner. Mint Kestrel definitely being able to gain from that. However, the 3 front runners definitely severely being held up by the McLaren. RJ using this as an opportunity to just go. The 3 front runners who were front runners and now behind the McLaren are on fresher tyres. They're faster, but they are being held up, and there's nothing they can do. There's 3 cars in a train being held up behind the McLaren, and RJ is going to want to use this to his advantage. They're all going to be sending it now. Polacoid being very slow through Acqua Minerale. Will Mint go for a move into the chicane? He's not going to go for it. He's definitely teeing it up though. And he gets the nice little switcheroo. He goes up the inside on the exit of the corner. And now we've got the Aston Martin of Racing right behind the McLaren, taking it up the inside into the final 2 corners. Block Baby is slow again in front of Best Goalie. We're going to see what happens. Oh, there's smoke everywhere. Big smoke. And our TV manager has decided to swap off of the battle for some reason to a random car that wasn't actually involved in anything.
There was an incident at this
as he managed to get past on the one corner where we weren't looking.
Lap 3, we're about to find out. It's not going to be.
There's a Red Bull up the inside of another McLaren. Same Superjazz. The different Red Bull, the different McLaren. No, different Red Bull, the same McLaren. He's definitely going for it. But the three front runners have managed to get past the McLaren now. Oh, there's a big spin. AJ Curtis is round and he's in the gravel. What on earth has gone on there? He's round, he's in the gravel, and it's a nice safe rejoin, which is what we like to see. He's not taking any risks. Never mind. At least he's ghosted. Obek now was leading. Terrible start to the race. Don't know whether that's the fault of an accident or just spinning or something like that. And now RJ is being gained on by Mink Kestrel heavily. The three front runners have already caught up to RJ. And now they're going to keep chasing. He's going to try and hold them up as much as he can probably and try and defend his position. But I think it's inevitable that they will get past at some point.
Yeah, they are coming into the final two corners now. Mink Kestrel really close on the back of RJ there. Is he going to be able to move on the main straight? Mink Kestrel is going to have DRS on RJ.
Yeah, DRS is open. And he goes. Is he going to go around the outside? The three cars trading just behind. He does get past on the main straight, and so does Racing. It's a double overtake on the main straight with the DRS. Now, Tame Superjazz is trailing a bit behind the next car, so he's going to want to try and catch up. But RJ is slow, so he's going to use that to his advantage, maybe, or he might get held up. Who knows? There's smoke as they lock up through the next two corners. As Tame Superjazz tees up a move to the inside, but he doesn't actually go for it. He dummies a move to the inside and swoops back outside, but he manages to get an old switcheroo up the inside of the exit. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. There's yellow flags. AJ Curtis is round again. He's round again. Team Superjazz gaining on RJ still, only 1/10 behind now. They are very close. He's right on the back of him through Akko Minerali into this final chicane of the lap. Will he go for a move? I don't think he's close enough, really. Yeah, sending it through the chicane. It's very, very fast-paced racing. This is. And he's on the. He's run a little bit wide.
An opportunity for Team Superjazz. Is he going to hand back and get the DRS on the straight though? No, he's not. He's going to make the move. And that
make the move. He's got no time to waste.
Straight.
He's got no time to waste. He has to get past him. Oh, he was in the DRS detection zone, so he does have DRS anyway. All he has to do is catch up now to the two cars in front, as he did lose time fighting RJ. That'll be frustrating, but all he needs to do now is maintain his composure and see how it goes.
Got some action at the front here. Mink Kestrel versus Racing. This is really close between these two. They have been at it all race. But who's going to prevail today, do you think?
I'm honestly thinking Mink Kestrel. He's better at dealing with traffic, as seen earlier. He's got good pace. They're very similar in pace, and I think it's not going to be a definitive answer. But if I had to give one, I'd say Mink Kestrel. He's quick. He's good at managing traffic, and he's also good at keeping cars behind him. So I think it will be a very close race between them, and there's not going to be a definitive winner, in my opinion. I think it will be very close. It'll all come down to situations, whether there's another safety car or a red flag or something like that. But I think it will be very close with them between the whole race, as long as the pit strategies stay similar. I think the only way they're really going to shake one another is if they choose a different pit strategy and it works. However, I think one of them, as they pitted early for hards under the safety car, they may try and go the rest of the race on just a set of hard tyres. Oh,
and the rear end
Glock Baby is nearly round. Lost the rear end, tapped the gravel too much. Considering to go into the pit lane or not, decides not to. That was a big slip in the final two corners. Big slip. So Glock Baby is gonna try to shake that off, get the gravel off their tyres before they lose too much grip and time off of it.
Mink Kestrel just looks like he's not giving up any time whatsoever to who's only just able to keep in his draft. It may look for a move now. He's too far back, and it doesn't look like MM's able to do anything. He's actually lost 3/10 coming
through that corner.
Coming out of that corner, and
Tame Superjazz, though, he is currently 3 seconds back. He is definitely not keeping up very well with the two front runners. He's going to try and keep catching, as there's a bit of a lock-up, as Racing definitely is pushing through that last bit. DRS is back, enabled again, apparently, even though they had it 2 laps in a row before this. However, they are back once again. Racing with the DRS on a Glock baby gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple cut warnings. That means there's 13 seconds of time penalties on her shoulders right now, and nobody else has got any yet.
Yeah,
MM
especially this
Racing
early
only
on in
two
the
tenths back
race.
now.
If you're getting 13 second
Yeah.
penalties, that is really going to cost you later on when you're just trying to find those ever last few positions that you can in the dying laps of the race.
Yeah, no, that is definitely not an ideal situation. But MM Racing is chasing down Mint Kestrel now, and they're gonna want to keep. He's gonna want to keep chasing. Oh, and another 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is outrageous. I think they've gone in to serve their 10 seconds, and they've just gotten another one straight out of that. They are not going to be happy. That is a terrible, terrible situation to be in. 23 seconds of penalties, serving one of them, and still being back at 13 seconds. That's a terrible situation to be at on, only 1/3 of the way into the race.
She
As the
must
two
be
leaders,
absolutely punching herself at that. 23
yeah,
seconds of time penalties, 10 seconds twice for the exact same repeat of abusing
an incident, and she's been lapped.
Pit lane.
Oh,
As Polar Cold
there's
is in the
Polar
Cold is in the barrier there.
Yeah, and Glock Baby has just been lapped by the top 3 after being in the pit lane. Tame Superjazz still 3 seconds back. Oh, and MM Racing has gotten past. Again, the broadcaster doesn't know who to bloody look at.
Oh, I'm sorry.
MM Racing's gotten past one more time.
At the exit sector, at the end of the start sector 3 even.
Yeah, MM Racing's gotten past. Mint Kestrel going to stick on there. And Tame Superjazz is going to want this. This is exactly what he needs to catch up again.
As they,
one by one.
Entered the pit lane.
I'd assume that's to repair the damage that he got.
Running
wide, MM Racing. That is definitely going to be a cop warning. He needs to be more careful now. But they are going to keep chasing each other. Oh,
this is the rear end into the chicane there.
Yeah, that was a strong lock-up. And this is exactly what Tame Superjazz wants. He's gained 9 tenths. Oh, Glock Baby gets another penalty.
Oh my! Time penalty.
This is outrageous.
She's already
another
been
penalty.
Lapped by 3 cars.
Already been lapped by the top 3, and she's imminently going to be lapped by 4th place.
Got a caution in sector 3. That is Glock Baby that's just got that's just lost the rear end.
Yeah, lost the rear end a little bit. Now RJ's right on the back of her. Yeah, RJ is very close.
No, he's not.
No, that's a very dangerous corner to go for a move there. I don't recommend that. And there's a McLaren slow in the start of sector 2. Polar Cold again. Glock Baby's retired. Well, that's a safety car. Safety car.
And that is big. What has happened there? We don't know, but it looks like she's either pulled off to the side of the track and retired, or she's crashed at the end of the main straight.
Well, who knows? AJ Curtis gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
There are more and more
coming up
as the laps do begin to count down. Polar gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting.
Polar. 3-second time penalty, that is not good.
And to be fair, this is good for the likes of people like Polar and AJ, who are now able to take advantage of the safety car to get back in the fight.
Oh, having penalties is never good. However, Polar Cole is actually about to be lapped, so I don't think he's very much in contention anymore. Unless the safety car can bless him, but that's whether the safety car will go without him or wait for him towards the end of the race, towards the end of the safety car period. As the 2 leaders catch up to the safety car now, they are off going once again. And that's this is the second safety car of the race, beginning on lap 13, actually reaching the safety car on lap 14. And as we will reach the midpoint of this race under the second safety car of the Grand Prix.
His best goal, he gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pits.
Come on, guys, this is shocking. Use your bleeding brakes.
And this is quite a big thing now, because I think everyone up to TTV may have been lapped. Or could have been lapped.
I believe they have.
Either that
I'm
or they're
not
just
100% sure, but
really far behind.
that top three are very quick. And we have received a clip from race control of the thermiter incident with the Polar. Oh wow, yeah, Polar is definitely at fault there, no doubt. I've seen the clip, and it's just a blatant turn left into thermiter. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna pin that one on Polar. He's clearly up the inside, turns left, and yeah, well, that's definitely a big incident from Polar. And yeah, action will be taken later on in the race. Safety car is still here now. Yeah, we have quite a few people. Yeah, I'm not sure. Obek has had a shocking race so far. He was doing well in qualifying, and now he is not, which is unlucky for him.
I'll tell you what, we have got a long time to wait for people of the likes of AJ Curtis,
Who
who
is
is
almost being
almost a
lapped
lap
by the safety
behind.
car. Yeah, that is not good to be having to wait. You're the one being waited for the safety car period, and when you're 3/4 of a lap behind the safety car, that is definitely not a good sign.
Let's have a little
But
race rundown whilst we wait for all the cars to get to the back of the safety car pack. 15 laps in, on lap 2, we did have an incident with Thermiter and Polar. Thermiter, unfortunately, being the casualty of that incident, getting forced into the barrier, and obviously is now out of the race. Not too many laps ago as well, Glock Baby appeared to have either crashed at the end of the main straight or retired at the end of the main straight, and she is now out of contention for being in the top 10.
yeah, so we'll give you the rundown of the grid changes. We ended qualifying with Mint Kestrel on pole, who has maintained that until now. Racing followed in second, followed by Obek, who has had something happen on the first few laps and is now, believe maybe a lap down, but he is very far behind anyway, down in 7th place. Followed by him, we had Tame Super Jazz, who's made his way up to P3 following Obek's incident. And Thermiter, who got in that crash with Polar earlier on in the race. Followed by TTV Race in 5th, who is in 6th even, who has made his way up to 4th place now. RJ in 7th, who's made his way up to 5th. AJ Curtis, who's dropped 1 place down to 9th from 8th. Polar, who's gained 1 place to 8th. And Best Goalie, who has gained 4 places to 6th. With Block Baby retiring from the race, qualifying last, and also retiring from the race. It's been not a very nice weekend for Glock Baby so far.
It looks like Best Goalie has got the better end of the stick in this race. 4 positions since the start of the race. That's actually worked out really well for him. Actually now giving him an opportunity to maybe fight for a top 5 position with that penalty on his shoulders.
Yeah, see, well, unfortunately, the Obek incident we couldn't catch because it was in the first corner while we were adjusting the settings of the broadcast. So we did not actually catch it, unfortunately. It did happen, and it was unfortunate.
The world's issues are now solved as AJ Curtis, the final car to round off the safety car pack, has just joined us. And could this mean that the safety car will be in this lap? We're about to find out now.
Honestly.
Yes, it does.
Yes, safety car is in this lap.
Will be in this lap.
It's different this time as there is no traffic for the top 2, for the top 3 even, to fight against, as they have no traffic in front. On lap 16 we finish the safety car on the exact halfway point of the race, leading into lap 17. going to be an interesting race. Still a long way to go, and still a lot more things to happen. We'll see how the rest of this race progresses.
As we've gone green already.
Yeah, he's already sent it all off. As it's green flags across the line. Into the first corner, Mint Kestrel leading with MM Racing. Team Superjazz, CTV Race, RJ, all following in behind. Big smokers lock up, so there's a move. AJ Curtis goes past Obeck into the first corner. Obeck being put down into 9th place once again. MM Racing trying a move on Mint Kestrel. This is going to be very good for Team Superjazz as he's managed to catch back up to the fighting due to the safety car. There's already gaps forming to RJ and Best Goalie behind. But the top three are going to be fighting. Oh, there's contact, not contact maybe, but big mistakes. Both McLarens have got penalties at the moment, so it's not going to be looking good for the Papaya team. Oh, and MM Racing running wide, maybe losing himself some time. Mint Kestrel trying to run away with it. He's managed to build a little bit of a gap to the car behind. However, it may not stay there for long. Into the chicane is Team Superjazz. Team Superjazz is looking up the inside, but he doesn't actually go for it. There's big chaos at the back with 3 cars all in a big gaggle. The McLarens and backwards all in a big mix-up at the back. The top 3 still fighting for the lead to round out the first lap after the safety car. We're back through the final 2 corners, coming through to the finish line. To the start finish. RJ just trailing the pack. DRS is back enabled now, but there is only one DRS zone on the track, so it will be at the end of next lap.
Yeah,
at the end of this lap, even.
To all the viewers, the UI is lying. There is no safety car. It is actually green flag conditions. It's just another F124 bug coming to haunt us.
Team Superjazz has lost a bit of time to the cars in front. The 2 cars in front evidently seem to be faster than the Rebel behind.
It's Best Goalie.
Oh, Best Goalie's left.
He's retired.
He's retired from the race. I don't know if he retired or just left. Well, whatever's happened, he is gone. And now his ghost AI car is driving for him. And at the front, there is still big battling going on. RJ is catching up even more. MM Racing gets past Mint Kestrel once again at the front.
Oh, there's
Team Superjazz going on the inside of Mint Kestrel. Is he going to be able to go through the chicane? Is it going to be a double overtaking? Oh, he gets pushed by. There's a bit of debris. But he does not manage to get past. That was a very close battle. Definitely some tyre rubbing there. This is very close fighting. And now MM Racing has managed to put a little bit of a gap to the cars behind through that fighting. There was a slick move, nearly a double overtake against Mint Kestrel. But now RJ is gaining even more. Will this be a 4-way fight for the win? Who knows? It may well be. If they keep fighting and RJ catches up, it's already a 3-way fight, but will it be 4? The longer we go, the more interesting this race becomes. They're closing back up to MM Racing now, the 2 drivers behind, and they are just sending it. Trying to break from the pack behind, trying to break from RJ to try and eliminate any chance of it becoming a 4-way fight and just keeping it to themselves. All they want to do.
Does come into the pits to
yeah, that'll be to retire.
Race. And that is his race over, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not.
No, it's not.
He's still driving.
Oh, he left the session, but that doesn't mean. Well, there's been a fight this whole race, mate. So yeah, the front runners still battling it out. RJ just going to want to capitalise on all of this battling as they gain on the car in front through the chicane. Obviously not by a huge amount, but definitely a gain. As we follow through into the final corner of the lap. Coming round to round out lap 19 to go on to lap number 20 out of 32. 13 laps to go after this. It's a very close fight. Mint Kestrel with DRS. The DRS is so powerful. He gets back past on the straight. An easy overtake. Team Superjazz gaining massively through that straight. And now they are just going to keep it going throughout the race. Mint Kestrel back into the lead now. It's been back and forth, just swapping around as he goes. Will MM Racing, round the outside through the chicane. Is he going to be able to get it? Oh, through the hairpin even. Yes, he does. He gets a better exit. And oh my goodness, what an overtake. Round the outside through the hairpin. A brilliant move. Confident, calm, cool and collected. A great move.
Some great racing coming from the top 3 here of MM Mint and Tame. all really closely fighting for position across the past 3 laps now, coming into the chicane, and it doesn't look like any of them are backing off each other. Is MM going to
Yes.
maintain the lead? Is Mint going to take the lead off him, or is Tame going to make a double overtake and take the lead off the two of them, is the question.
Yeah, the battling is certainly not over yet.
Now goes Mint Castro. He's
There.
going to look for a move down the inside of MM Racing. And all he can do is give up that position. Tame going to look round the outside. And Tame is going to get the move done.
Oh no, that was a good move. And now they just need to catch up to Mint Kestrel again. It's just back and forth this whole race. There's no ceasing for the action. RJ losing time to the cars in front, and we have best goalie 9 now nearly being lapped, 28 seconds behind the next car, and he may be being lapped by the 3 cars leading this race. TTV races in the pit lane, trying to catch maybe some new tyres or a new wing, but whatever it is, it's going to cost him. The field is extremely spread out now. Apart from the top 3, the top 3 are all within a second of each other, and everyone else is very spread out. So it's, this is a very entertaining race at the front. It's just battling all throughout the race so far.
This could be Tame's chance now to take the lead of the race for the first time. He's got DRS on Mint Kestrel. Is he going to be able to do it? He's looking for an opportunity to overtake Mint Kestrel. He's way too far back to even think about a move into turn 1.
Mint Kestrel, I think, was burning ERS throughout that straight just to protect his lead. But MM Racing trying another move on Tame Super Jazz, but it does not happen. As they go into the hairpin now, these 3 cars just following each other intently, trying to see what they can do.
You may have noticed RJ in the background actually gaining on them just ever so slightly. He's now got a 3.8 second gap to the top 3. As MM Racing almost hits the back of Tame.
Yeah, no, this is very close racing. They're keeping it very clean without making contact, and I must say I'm impressed with this level of racing, with this cleanliness, and how intent and passionate they can be about driving and about being able to, overtake each other, but without making any mistakes and without, making contact. There's some tyre rubbing, wheel rubbing, some trading of paint sometimes, but there is nothing too bad about that, as long as there's no, pushing off the track, there's no going on gravel, no going on grass, and everything is good.
Well, this is pretty big now. Mint Kestrel is actually getting away from the top 2, I say, as Tame actually does end up gaining 3/10 on him. Can Tame possibly look for a move in the next few corners before the start-finish straight? We're going to have to find out. Late on the brakes there, trying to keep up with Mint Kestrel. It looks like Mint is just ever so slightly able to get the better exit.
About 10 laps to go of this race.
Tame just has to sit behind him, coming to the last 10 laps.
Yeah, with 10 laps to go, it's, can they maintain this fighting throughout the whole race, and will it come down to the wire to see who wins?
MM has a bit of an incident at the second to last corner. That's really cost him.
That has cost him a lot of time. We're going to re-look over that and see what happens in the replay.
Here comes down to Jazz. Is he going to look for an overtake down the inside? Yes, he is. Late on the brakes, and he gets the move done.
That is an incredible move. That is a very ballsy move. You've got to be quite confident to go for a move there, because it's a very easy crash site too. But he's made it work. And now MM Racing, he just let the rear slip while under braking. Maybe a little bit of a lock up. Let the rear slip, and he had an incident. into the final couple of corners, but he's going to just hope that the fighting continues so he can catch up. As Best Goldie 9 gets lapped for the second time, I believe. His AI car staying in the race. I think he had to go, but I don't know if I don't think his result
as
will be
Tame
counted.
loses the rear end there, and Min is going to try and look for a move around the outside. And Tame is just going to keep it ahead of him.
Yeah, he's going to stay there. He's not going to give that opportunity up very easily. And so, as I was saying, Best Goalie 9, he left the session, but I think his AI is going to carry the race on for him. Although I think it may all be in vain because he's spent quite a large portion of the race in AI already, and I do not believe it will be counted towards
Well,
the
this is
result.
bad for Racing. He is outside of the DRS detection.
DRS.
Actually, really costing him. As Mint Kestrel has gotten past Tame Superjazz, headed into turn 1, retaking the lead of the race.
Yeah, that's been long anticipated for not for MM Racing, for Mint Kestrel. He's been wanting that for a good few laps now. As soon as Tame got past, and Mint Kestrel is he's a very sort of pouncy sort of driver. He always wants to get past. He always wants to make it quick. And he's not the type of person to sit behind the whole race like Tame and have been doing for most of this race so far. His Tame got past and he got back past the next lap. And there's another McLaren slow.
And
that is Polar. No, it's not.
Polar.
That is best. Is it? Yeah, it is Polar. Into the hairpin. He's slow once again. And he's not having a good race ever since that crash with Thermiter. It's just been getting worse and worse and worse.
Today is really not a good day for the McLarens or RJ, who's now really fallen behind the rest of the field. Tame is going to try and look for a move. He's just not close enough. And he just has to sit back in P2 until that opportunity comes to him.
Yeah, he is not going to be taking a good... Sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'll be honest with you. He's going to try, and I think Tame is the sort of person to just sit back and let the driver in front do the work by making a mistake or doing something like that. But we'll see if he proves us wrong here by going for a move into one of these corners. Kessel staying in front of Tame Superjazz, and MM Racing has caught up quite a bit. He's not far back now, so he will be trying to keep up with the drivers in front and get back to where he belongs. Really, he was there this corner. He's had a slip of the rear on the entry, got a bad corner, and Obek now being lapped for the second time. His race has been ruined ever since that turn 1 incident, and it just hasn't picked back up again. He was definitely fast enough. He qualified third, but it's just not happening, which is unfortunate. It's not been a good race weekend. From third in qualifying down to 8th and being lapped twice, all apart from one AI car. MM Racing has pretty much officially caught up to the cars in front. So he is now right on the back of the two leaders. Right back in front of the two leaders now. He's caught back up once more and is going to try and get back past again.
Well, MM has actually been able to catch up to Tame in the time that I have been gone. And it looks like Mint Kestrel is probably going to run away with the win today. Yeah, it doesn't look like Tame and MM are able to keep up with Mint Kestrel on the straight. Still 4/10 behind. And Mint Kestrel just burning all the energy he can just to stay in front of the RB and the Aston Martin of Tame and MM. As MM is going to look for a move up the inside, and he gets it done. No, he doesn't. Tame retakes the position, and that has cost him a lot of time from Mint Castrol.
Yeah, Mint Castrol is now running away with it after that move. May have been a little bit silly to try and, fight with 5 laps left to go, and now you're trailing the leader. I think they really ought to work together now to be able to catch back up to Mint Castrol, and if they want a chance of winning this race. Second and third place are running as solo teams at the moment. The Red Bulls teammate retiring after a crash, and MM Racing having no teammate at all, I believe, or no teammate in this race. So yeah, so it's a close race, and they're going to keep going as best they can to try and catch back up. As MM Racing goes past Tame Supercharged with the DRS on the straight, gets in just before the braking zone, and now Tame is sitting behind in third once again. Now it's all a question of, will he try to catch back up to Mint Castrol, or will he just try and get past MM Racing? It's all the questions that can't be answered just yet, and it'll all be answered whether, to do with whether they catch up with him or not, what the pace difference is, and a little slide on the entry there, little power slide on the entry to the corner, as he did just a bit more minimally this time.
Unfortunately for MM and Tame, it looks like Mint Castrol is probably going to run away with the win here today at Imola. But for the fight for P2 is still very wide open. They come into the second to last corner now. There's MM, 4/10 in front of Tame. Tame is going to get the DRS on MM on the main straight now. Where is Tame going to go? If he is able to get close enough to MM Racing, he's not. He's going to have to settle behind him for now.
Yeah, the two drivers behind are definitely going to be racing as hard as they can to either get past each other or Mint, and it looks to be that they're going to have to get past each other now with only 2.5 laps left to go. It's going to be a very close fight between the two, and I think Mint Castrol with that move, with the fight from MM Racing and Tame Superjazz a few laps ago, that put them quite far behind Mint, and now it doesn't look like there's any chance to catch back up once more. So Mint Castrol looks to be the winner, the provisional winner of this race so far, but nobody can tell until the final lap. You never know what happens until the checkered flag flies, and they go through the final chicane of lap 30. The leaders,
Castrol, the pole sitter for today's race, was always a massive contender for the race win, and it looks like today is going to go his way as he begins the second to final lap of the race. There's Tame, even closer behind MM now, and surely he should be able to get a move done into turn 1. Where's he going to go? If he can catch up, he's not able to, and he still has to sit behind MM Racing.
Yeah, no chance of getting past yet. However, he'll get more desperate as the laps go on. It's up 31 out of 32. So yeah, Mint Castrol still running away with it, maintaining the 1.6 second gap to the two cars behind. Tame Superjazz, has this driving style of sitting behind and waiting for the car in front to make a mistake. But he also has this style of, if he needs to, he will take the initiative and he will get past them, no matter what happens. And I think he's going to
be close to the bumper as MM goes off. And Tame
is off the track, and
he's able to make it round the outside, and he does take P2 of the race.
Yeah, his driving style of waiting behind and waiting for the mistake definitely paid off there. Now MM Racing is behind him, and he has to do the attacking as Mint Castrol comes around the final corner to start the final lap as he barrels down the straight past the pit lane and begins the final lap of the race. Min Kestrel, he's managed to build a 2.5 second gap to the cars behind, and they are going to be fighting very hard throughout the final lap.
There's around the outside. Is he going to make the move?
Oh,
yes,
that was close with the DRS. Into the braking zone around the outside. Team Super Jazz is not going to be happy. He's going to do everything he can, pulling to the inside. Racing. He goes around the outside. Will Team Super Jazz be later on the brakes? He's not. Will he be able to take it into the hairpin though? We'll see what happens. He does not. He stays behind. Racing manages to keep him behind. Min Kestrel, 2.4 seconds now to the two cars behind. It's looking like a surefire victory for him. Through turn 9 now. Going into the double right-hander of Aqua Minerali. With Min Kestrel going through. Little slide there. But, you know, it's all a bit celebratory as he goes into barrels up the hill towards the final chicane. The two drivers behind still fighting hard, but it looks to be an Racing P2 today. Team Super Jazz just not being close enough to go for proper moves. As Min Kestrel goes towards the final two corners, we're going to stick with him. He goes into the final two corners. And rounding the final corner, Min Kestrel, riding the curb, comes past the pit lane, across the finish line to win the ALR Season 3, Round 6, Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. What a race. Racing coming in second, Team Super Jazz third, only 1.47 tenths of a second behind Racing. RJ 11 seconds back, crossing the finish line, with Polar Cold, TTV, AJ, Obek and Best Goalie coming in quite far behind.
What a race we've had today. It looks like pure domination for Min Kestrel after and Tame just ended up being outside of the DRS detection for Min Kestrel, and it was pretty much just gifted to him at that point, and he took that opportunity really well, and he has come out on top today.
Yeah, the way Mint took the initiative as soon as the gap opened up, he took the initiative, he went for it, and he kept going, and they just couldn't catch up again. That was a very, very entertaining race. I applaud the top three. They had an incredible race, and yeah, I do applaud them. That was incredible.
What a race we've had today. Really good from the top three today, as Polar Cold will be your driver of the day for today's race.
Well, that's the F124 driver of the day, but that will be decided later on, as the Kick Sauber driver, the British Kick Sauber driver, takes the victory with the Aston Martin, and Team Super Jazz in the Red Bull come in second and third. That was a brilliant race. I thank you all for watching. And yeah, we'll see you all next time for Season 3, Round 7 of ALR, which will hopefully be a very, very entertaining race. Hopefully it can match what we've done here. And yeah, we'll see you all on the 9th of March at Monza, the other Italian Grand Prix. Thank you.
We've been Joe Green and Ryan Armstrong. This is SRTV. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.